Roster moves were made in Pittsburgh, and the Penguins' November struggles continue. Let's talk about it.
Penguins! It's Crosby. Crosby on Kunitz and shot. Penguins win it! Sees part for Crosby to the goal. He scores!
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
And on Fane, the shot. He scores! Here's Crosby with a burst of speed up the middle. Gets open. Scores!
You're a collective.
Andy Kyoto is beating Ninamaki's brains in. What a show!
The Pittsburgh Penguins have made the following roster moves. Tristan Brose got called up from the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, while Harrison Brunick, Jack St. Ivany, and Philip Tomasino all got sent down to the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. That was all discussed today, Josh, at the time of the recording. Today, Philip Tomasino was already placed on waivers in, I guess, goal to do this, which sent him down to Wilkes-Barre to gain some, I guess, confidence, so that way he can come back stronger and better than ever. Josh, your reaction to this news, is it good? Is it bad? Are we finally giving Bros a shot here? What does that look like?
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I think that's exactly what it is. I think it's not only giving Bros a shot, but it's also rewarding him for a very good start to the season in Wilkes-Barre Scranton, and then also a solid preseason and training camp as well. We talked about it in earlier episodes while we're discussing the training camp and preseason, that he was a guy who was, turning heads and performing and, willing to be coachable from Dan Muse and his staff. So it's a nice reward for him to be called up and to play a few games while we are riddled with injuries right now. So excited to see how he plays. And Jack St. Ivany being assigned, he's just been hurt this entire time. So he's finally getting healthy. So now he's getting an opportunity to get back into conditioning shape, hockey shape, I guess, if you want to say,
Sure.
by playing some games in the AHL. Lord knows we need as much defensive help as possible. So if he performs well in the AHL, maybe he's an option that we call up later on in the season to play. You mentioned it with Tomasino. Tomasino has not played as well as we all kind of hoped for at the NHL level. So now he gets a chance to build up his confidence in the AHL down in Wilkes-Barre. And then lastly, Harrison Brunick. He's been scratched for 5 games. We learned about the loophole. He can now be assigned to Wilkes-Barre for approximately 14 days. Louie, is that correct?
I think so.
Okay.
14 days, not 14 games for those watching.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So essentially 2 weeks. 2 weeks he's it will be in Wilkes-Barre. So hopefully it's to allow him to get some now game action after being scratched for 5 games and just working in practice and one-on-ones with some coaches. So now he gets the opportunity to implement that stuff, but without the pressure of being in the NHL. So see how that goes, and then I think everything's kind of pointing for him to play in the World Juniors for Team Canada. That's coming up in December. So if that's the case, top line defenseman maybe that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah,
be hopefully a key role for them as they look to take on that tournament. But some interesting moves all the way around. Sucks because we're I shouldn't say it sucks. The reason why Tristan Brose is getting this opportunity stinks because you have guys who are hurt. You kind of want it just to be an organic, hey, dominating the AHL, make room for me, I'm coming up. But
like on merit alone. Yeah.
yeah, correct. These are the cards that are dealt. We'll take it. Excited to see him. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. It's just waiting for everyone to get healthy, and then we'll see what the roster actually looks like after that all shakes out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a weird situation. I think, with the whole Harrison Bruin, I think that's the biggest thing, right? We finally get an understanding of where Harrison Brunick is going. Like you said, it's juniors. Now, we were talking off air. I don't know what we're doing with Brunick. I mean, I feel like there is intentionality to make sure he's ready for the NHL, which is great. I understand that. But I feel like there are other concerns on the Penguins roster that, like, with Brunick, it's like, I know we're trying so hard to get him NHL ready, but at the cost of what? I don't know. So I just, hopefully this WBS kind of, and as I said that, I don't like it.
Sounds weird.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's WBS.
As he gets ready for this Wilkes-Barre conditioning stint, I mean, what? He's going to play 3-4 games, especially with the holiday coming up. So, I mean, it's not a lot of games going into this conditioning stint.
It might be more so 5 or 6, just based off of the way AHL has their schedule. It's very
a lot of
heavy, back to backs. Yeah.
But if he's coming down on officially on a Monday, with especially Thanksgiving on a Thursday, you would like to see it on a non-holiday because I'm sure they would fit in a couple more games. But regardless, hopefully this gives him the confidence he needs. He didn't really look too great towards the end of his 9-game stint for his, the entry-level contract deal. He didn't look great. He got a goal in his first game, and everyone was excited. Everyone was ready for the future, playing the parade, all that nonsense. But it looked like towards the end, he just couldn't keep up with the pace of an NHL game. That's not good, especially when your counterpart, Kindle, who came in at the same time, same draft, all this nonsense, you want him to succeed. Separate draft? I thought Brunick. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Kindle was this past draft. Brunick was the one prior. I apologize. Okay, Josh, call me out mid recording. I get it. I'm sorry.
It's better than the comments eating you up about it.
Oh, jeez, that's true. But both anticipated coming into the same year. How about that? Does that make sense?
Fair.
So his counterpart with anticipation, Kindle thrived, making the roster, playing well. Everyone seems to compliment him after every single game, including myself, Josh, especially when we go live after every game. People are commenting, Kindle looked good. You're welcome. Kindle looked good. Kindle, he played well. Yeah, he had a struggle against Seattle, but it's okay. We're not going to talk about that game. But just, I feel like he's ready for the NHL. Brunick is not, so they have to figure out what to do with him. And hopefully he gets the confidence to come back stronger than ever, as well as Philip Tomasino. I think Tomasino is a guy that I genuinely like. I like him on this roster. I like him playing in the NHL. I think when he is playing on the right line, I think he could produce. The problem is he hasn't been producing, and I think this is a good sign that we are investing time in him. We're investing in him rather than just saying, hey, we got people waiting in the wings. You're not doing what you need to do. Bye-bye. Best of luck. It's more of, hey, we want you to work in this roster. Go down to Wilkes-Barre, light the lamp, get your confidence back. We'll see you back up here. We want you to do what you need to do to get on that, top, bottom 6 pairings and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
Like you said, Jack St. Ivany, he's hurt. I get it. But the all eyes are now on Tristan Brose coming up, seeing how he could produce. Penguins fans are very, I don't know what's the phrase. How do I phrase this, Josh? They really want to see the young guy succeed early, fast, and I feel like they put a lot of pressure on that. Okay, Same thing with Kindle, Brunick. now Bros. Even Sam Poulin, like, when he got called up for the last couple games, everyone is he better produce. It's been a
all eyes
long
on
time
him.
coming. It's all eyes on him. Can he produce? Let's evaluate his game. And now there's another victim in that horrible way of being a fan. Bros is here. So all eyes are going to be on him. Wednesday's game, I think that's going to be a big spotlight. I think that's going to be Bros. How can he handle the NHL? And once again, Josh and I were talking about it. I think he's going to do well. I think that's something that I think he's going to impress a lot of people. That's my prediction. I could be wrong about that, but that's fine. Just come back here and give me props when he does, okay? But I think a lot of people are rooting for him. I think a lot of people are expecting him to play really well. But speaking of playing well and all eyes on Bros, it's not just Bros. It's eyes on the rest of the roster and how we have been reacting to the adversity that we have been facing in the last couple of games. Josh, the Penguins have not been playing well.
No, they have not.
Okay, go ahead. I was going to set it up a little bit more, but go for it. The Penguins have not been playing well. No, you're fine. This is the problem with Zoom. Well, I don't know why we said Zoom. We don't use Zoom at all. Shout out Restream. But this is the problem with FaceTiming, doing recording from different locations. You're about to say something. I say something. Now we're not in the right path here. The Penguins have not been playing well, Josh. Talk about it.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause. I'm going to wait. There's going to be an awkward.
I feel like that's almost
silence.
Worse. I feel like that's almost worse. They're like, and Josh?
We'll find an answer.
So, yeah. Go ahead.
We'll find
an answer. Yeah.
But for the Penguins, hot start, like Louie mentioned, we were all buzzing about how we're going to plan the parade, halfway through October, and this team is awesome. We finished October with a record of 8-2-2, which
some would say the best hockey team in the league.
Absolutely. Looked great. Tristan Jarry was becoming, a fan favorite again. It was, a wild time to be a Penguins fan. But at the same time, also getting absolutely disrespected in the media because no one thought it would last. Everyone thought it was false,
sure,
like a false flame. This is just going to just die out on its own, and the Penguins will come crashing down to earth. I think even to this day, we're at November 24th at the time of this recording. I think the Athletics still has us under 50% making the playoffs.
That's right.
Whereas Money Puck, where they have the circle graph, they have us somewhere around 60%. So we're talking a difference of about 20% points here in terms of like projection to make playoffs, and one is basing it off of the fact that we're frauds. And I'm not trying to back the Athletic here, but November is kind of proving their point.
Oh,
since November 1st, okay, we are 2-4-3. That is 2 wins, 4 losses, 3 overtime losses.
Yeah.
So
some would say not good, Josh.
After a great start at 8-2-2, we're now at 2-4-3 in the month of November. So obviously injuries have a role in that, but it's also recency bias. Looking in the fact of these last 2 games, you have the immediate game after the Global Series against Wild with what could possibly be the worst no-show, however you want to call it, against the Wild.
Hockey I've ever seen.
5-0 loss. And then to follow it up with a not much better game against the Seattle Kraken where they lose in overtime. But we're missing a lot of the veteran presence that we had with Justin Brazeau, Avery Hayes. Not Avery Hayes, Nola Chari. I feel like Nola Chari being absent is kind of hurting us more than we think. We're missing
Sure.
that consistent fourth line center presence. No shot at Blake Lizotte. Love Blake Lizotte, but
Love
he's
Lizzo.
not as good in the faceoff circle as Noel Achari. And then on
Sure.
top of it,
Yeah.
Noel Achari lays the body and puts his body on the line to block shots and to impact the penalty kill. So
Right.
he is a huge factor in the team. A lot of people hate him because, you know, he's not scoring and he's not doing, like, you know, he's not making a lot of headlining plays, but he's doing the grunt work. You know, he's doing the dirty work that no one wants to do. I think Colby Armstrong calls him the refrigerator, just because how he's built in terms of just because he just blocks every shot with his body and isn't afraid to sacrifice himself for the betterment of the team. And that's unfortunately how he got hurt. So, you know, it's tough. It's hurting our special teams with him out.
Yes.
So hopefully it will be able to bounce back. And, you know, these overtime losses are starting to pile up. I believe, shout out Nolan, who was in the last live stream, indicated we're 0-5 in overtime this year. That's bad.
Unacceptable.
We have not won in overtime or a shootout this year. So that's tough. That's tough for this team. We're leaving points on the table. Yes, we're walking away with a point, but that's 5 extra points that we're missing out on. So that's where we're at as of this recording on the 24th. Now, technically, November's not over. We can at least break even with the remaining games for the month.
Sure. Yeah.
But
it's true.
It's tough tough sledding right now. And you mentioned it. We might be on fraud alert.
Yeah, I've been saying that. You know, I would like to say that I'm humble, but that's just not the case. I've been saying a lot of things that are coming true, and I'm not getting the recognition I deserve. And I feel
it's because we only have 2 listeners.
Yeah, that we only have 2 listeners, according to Mark Madden. But anyway, all I've been saying is whenever we started the season, we were 8-2-2, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, the team's here!" and "Oh my gosh!" And I said, "It's a long season. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just enjoy this ride." Because it's a roller coaster. We know this from the Penguins. It's a roller coaster season. They said, "No, Louie, you're a hater. You just don't want that." I'm like, okay, we'll see. We are currently 10-6-5. Okay, how did we get 8-2-2 to now 8-6-5? Okay, not good. That means we only won 2 games. Okay. And I just want to let everyone know
that is true.
Those 2 games, you know, they do include the 10 wins. They do include overtime wins. The problem is we haven't won any, as Josh said.
Yeah.
So don't look at, we're 10-6-5. That's a good record. No, the way my brain looks at it is that we're 10-11. Okay? Don't look at it like, we're 10-6-5. That's a good record. It's not. We're 10-11. We are under. Okay? We're not even. You want to be more wins than losses. We have more losses than wins, regardless if we got 5 points out of those losses. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Some of those teams, like Seattle Kraken, don't even play in our division. It won't help us. It's not going to help us when it matters against teams. So, all I'm saying is, yes, we are currently on fraud alert unless we turn this team and the way we play around. Because I know what you're going to say. Well, we're injured. And to that response, I go, you're putting the season success on Raquel Brageau and who else is injured,
Achari.
Josh? Tristan Jarry? Achari, Nola Achari. You got Tristan Jarry. You're putting the season on them and not Sidney Crosby and the healthy ones. Sounds like you're looking at other players in a different light. I'm trying to look at the team as a whole. We're failing. Let's fix this. You had the coach, Dan Muse, which I've gained a lot more respect recently. He came out, he sat in front of the media with just this death stare, which I love when coaches just get so frustrated. And he said, in response after the Minnesota Wild game, right? Just basically, look, that was garbage. Let's just move on. But then what I liked is that he was so livid after the Seattle game, where he was just like, we played better, but it's just not even close to what we want. It's so bad. We can't keep on coming out here and say, at least we got a point. Because that's got to change. And I love that mentality. Because that everyone will say, well, that was Mike Sullivan. Well, at least we got a point. Yeah. Those days are gone. Okay? We got Dan Muse in the Haas. And he says, hey, we have a level of expectations when we hit that ice. We are not meeting that level of expectations. You got Crosby and Malkin leading the charge. Fantastic. You guys are getting points. That's great. You know, Crosby's already leagues ahead of what everyone thought he would be at the age of 38, turning 39. You have people that are doubting Sidney Crosby. He's changing their minds. It's the rest of the roster that I'm concerned for.
Don't forget Malkin.
No, I included Malkin. No, I included Malkin in the leading the charge. But what I'm saying is it's the rest of the roster. You guys look good the first 8 games, the first 10 games, the first 20 games. Not 20, sorry. Whoops. The first
like 14 games.
Yeah, 14, 15 games. You guys look dominant. What happened? What happened? And I don't get it. We need to just get back to where we need to be. It's fine. Once again, roller coaster season. I am not condemning them before it's time. We had a good start. We are now having a bad continuation.
Bad stretch.
We're having a bad stretch, and I'm okay with that as long as we fix it. Okay? So we've had a couple glimpses throughout the season so far of the Penguins not playing 60 minutes. That is the issue. That is something that Josh and I have preached about for the last 2 seasons. We are not playing full games, and it shows, and the stats will reflect that, and everything is on playing a full game. For instance, you don't play the first 20, the other team gets a jump on you, it's hard to climb up a hill, then go down it. For example, the Penguins don't play the third period, you allow teams to get back into the game if they're desperate enough. All of this has happened in the last 5 games. Let's not even talk about the Minnesota Wild game. That was just so atrocious. They didn't even show up, okay? It was a home game after a Sweden trip, and it looked like they didn't even unpack. It was kind of that mentality. They were just downright terrible. We are in a bad stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to call out the things that we need to call out, like bad defense, bad puck management, bad line changes. Okay, let's call them out for what they are. Okay, we need to fix it. We need to fix it. I said it. We are 10-11. Not good. Let's move on. Let's get some wins. In this last recent stretch in November, we've only had 2 wins. I think we can make it a lot more. All right? Let's try to change that. Let's go into the end of November. Let's try to be strong in December. Because December is going to be kind of the milestone or the mile marker, if you will, on a successful season.
Yeah.
Mid to late December, you need to prove where you deserve to be in the standings.
Yep.
So I'm okay with this bad stretch if, ladies and gentlemen, if we can correct the things that we have been making mistakes on. So we're 10-11 right now. I believe we're going to be, what is the expression? Above 500? I don't know. What is it called?
Mhm.
Yeah, above 500.
About 500.
By the end of December. So for the new year, I'd like us to be in a comfortable spot in the Metropolitan. And not saying we're going to be number one, not saying we're going to be number two, but flirting with the, are we going to make the playoffs? Are we not going to make the playoffs? That's where I would like us to be if we could correct this bad stretch, Joshua.
Yeah, that's fair. I just want to outline one thing for you. Technically, we are over 500 because technically the NHL calculates their win percentage with true regulation wins and losses. So even though in your eyes we're 10 and 11, we're
Okay.
in the NHL eyes we're technically 10.
You know what that
5,
reminds me of?
10, 6, and 5.
When I play Little League and everyone gets a participation trophy. Okay.
All right. I'm just.
I
letting
know,
you know.
I know how the NHL gives out records, but those five, Josh,
Yeah.
were those wins or losses?
Yeah, they're losses. I get it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, so shut up, Toronto, you Canada people who are like everyone gets a trophy. No, okay.
So
Here in my American
in
brain,
your personal record book, we're 10 and 11. I got
oh yeah, 11 losses.
Gotcha. Okay. So
Sorry for my
just to-
dumb brain.
just to reiterate, by the end of December, in your record book, for your marking, you want to be over 500.
Correct.
Your calculations.
My calculations, which is the superior calculations, because there's still losses, okay? Just because you get a high five at the end of the day doesn't make it a win, okay?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
little.
Fair enough.
That's all I'm saying, Josh.
Okay.
If
I
it
got
was
you.
in my brain, in my book, Josh, why do you even get a point for going into overtime? Why do you?
Isn't that how it used to be? Used to be a
No.
loss was a loss. You would get 0 points whether it was a loss.
But they used to also
get a
have
point.
draws at the time.
Yeah, I was going to say you'd get a point when it was a tie, right? That's where you got the extra point.
I don't know. I thought they counted ties, like it was win-loss ties.
Yes, but that's where you got the extra point.
Oh, I didn't think they counted that. We could be
that's
wrong.
Where
I don't know about that.
I think it was 2 points for a win, 0 points for a loss, and then when you had the tie, that's where the 1 point was. You split the point. You split the game. You split the point. So
Interesting.
I think now they changed it where you get 2 points if you win in overtime, but hey, you got this far, we'll give you an extra point.
See, my thing is, listen, go into mandatory shootout, whatever, cool, I love it. You win the game, 2 points for you. Congratulations. Why are we giving out participation?
Hey, that's a topic for another day.
Gary Bettman,
for sure.
What are we doing?
For sure.
Wins,
I hear you.
losses. That's all it is. How about overtime wins, just so you could see how many overtime games you were in?
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Wins.
How are we doing this? We're going to
losses.
go 5 across. Overtime wins.
No,
wins,
why
overtime
5?
Wins. Losses, overtime
No.
losses, ties. Let's just put
No.
all 5 of them up there.
Expected losses, expected wins. No, I think
When
you should do.
When Danton Heinen is a right wing on the attacking side of the ice,
That's right.
how many wins do we have? That's what I want to
When
know.
Sidney Crosby wears his second pair of gloves on an away jersey,
Yeah.
expected wins. That's the stats that I see go floating around Twitter, and it
Absolutely.
it baffles me. But here's what I'm thinking: wins, losses, overtime wins. Just so you can see how many overtime games you have. That's it. That's
Yeah,
all
but
I
then
need.
what about overtime losses? How do you know you lost in overtime?
Loss.
No,
Loss.
but you said you want to know how many overtime games. So then how do you know
You won.
Why would you want to know how many overtime wins you
It's
have?
the
but
same
not
reason
overtime
why you don't
losses?
want to know overtime losses.
I don't know. I'm poking holes in your theory here.
You're not,
but
because I'm very
what's the-
consistent.
No, you're not. You want to know how many overtime games you play. but you don't want to have a separate column for overtime losses. So then how do you know how many overtime games you have if you only calculate the overtime wins?
Wonder if the third column is not points, but just
So
strictly
just
games.
overtime?
Yeah. So it's like wins, losses, just overtime games you played, whether they're wins or losses.
So are you still counting overall games too? Because there's GP games.
That's
played.
what I'm saying.
So
That's what
you want games played and OT GP, overtime games played.
Wait, yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
So it's the number, all three numbers should add up to the games played.
Correct. But you want a separate one where
No.
it's
wins,
just overtime
losses,
games.
just overtime games. Yeah.
It's still
Maybe
got
that's
to
what
be
it
a
is.
category. Yeah, it's still got to be a category.
Yeah, so just overtime games. So like
I'm
if
sure
we
someone
lost
does
5,
keep track of this.
so
It's
if
not
we
like it's a
lost
new
5
thing.
overtime and we played, so we're what would it be 10 1 and 5? No. Yeah, cuz we haven't won in overtime.
No.
What?
The 5 losses on our record
There are
overtime
points.
losses. There are overtime losses. We're
Right,
10, 6,
sorry.
and 5.
Sorry. I see the 5 and we're 0 and 5 in overtime. So my mind is going there. Sorry. So, wait. So we haven't won in overtime.
Correct.
But if we did win in overtime, that wouldn't show up in overtime losses. It would show up in wins.
No. Just overall wins, yes.
So if we're doing my theory,
yeah, go ahead.
It's 10.
Love how this made the episode.
10, 1, and 5?
10, 1, 5, 6, and 5.
No.
10, 1,
Wait,
6, and 5.
stop with the other categories. How many overtime games have we played? 5.
5.
How many losses? We would.
5.
Yeah, but if we're including them as just overtime games.
We've only played 5 overtime games. We've lost them all. 5. We're 0 and 5 in overtime.
Right. Sorry. Why am I subtracting the losses from the? I don't know.
I don't know. You're taking the 6 losses and taking the 5 away.
Right. Which I shouldn't because we lost those 6 games.
Correct. Those 6 games are losses. They're separate from the 5.
I guess for the
losses.
Pittsburgh Penguins, this is exactly the record I want. Just because we lost our 5. Does that make sense?
No. Repeat it again.
Because that the Penguins have lost their only 5 overtime games.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, right now, yes.
Right now.
The
Right
moment
now.
we win one, it's flawed.
Yeah. That goes out the window because then I have to use math. But the Penguins' record as of right now does work in my theory that we've only played 5 overtime games. We have lost 6 regulation games, and we have won 10 regulation games. So in my theory, this would work.
Yes.
As right now, we got here, ladies and gentlemen. If you were on that journey, I appreciate it. People were probably screaming at the screen. That's what you were saying. That's what you're saying.
Or they're saying, you're a moron.
Yeah, you're a moron. Why are you subtracting? I don't know. And then someone's going to say, this is why no one's giving you credit for the things that you were right about, is because you say things that are just so ridiculous.
All right, so with that, ladies and gentlemen, why don't you drop us a comment? Let us know how you want this to go, okay? Let us know what your format is going to be. Games played, OTGP, wins, losses, expected wins, expected losses. What do you want in the overall record? How many points are we shelling out? Did this episode turn into, we're going to talk about November and the recent call-up into what we want the record format to be? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's the journey you get to take with us after every game.
Nice.
Don't forget to join us on every social media platform so that you get notified when we do go live.
Yeah.
Next game is Wednesday, November 26th, 7 o'clock.
Bingo.
7 o'clock. Don't know.
Sabres. It's against the Sabres.
I knew that.
It's
against the Buffalo Sabres. Yes.
And see, their record doesn't look so bad. 9-9-4. But if you do my mentality, they stink, my guy.
Exactly right.
See,
Yeah.
see. Now I'm gonna help you going forward. You're gonna be like, oh, 9-9-4. It's almost like they're on the cusp. But when you do my math,
They're trash.
They're 9-13, dude. That's just not good.
I'm so glad you got that math right.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I was sweating there for a second.
All right, and with that, we will see you after that game on Wednesday. Lord willing.
That's right.
Both of us, if not.
That's right.
But that'll be our next
Don't
game.
scare
that
them
we go
away.
live for.
Don't scare them away.
Yeah. They may not tune in. It's just you. I'll do my best to be there for everyone.
Yeah, that's right. I'll calm them down.
Make sure you join us. That'll do it for this one. Louie, as always.
Let's go, Pens.
It's Crosby. Crosby on Trinity shot. Penguins win it.
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
We're a collective.